I just want to refer to some of those popular articles that are around, right? They always say that when a patient goes to a hospital with an insurance and without an insurance, you get two different set of prices. What is happening there? And is there any way that insurance company can kind of minimize the happening of that? Because this sounds
you're taking advantage,
right?
Yeah. I mean, I have heard the same stories and other examples as well. There may be actors that charge as much as they can for an insured patient versus a non-insured patient. But I think most of the time what happens is a non-insured patient will negotiate or will be offered a discount. Not that there's two sets of pricing,
right?
But the uninsured patient, and I've heard this from doctors as well. So I have an uninsured patient. I will take due care with what I order for that patient because I know that patient is going to be paying for it out of his or her own pocket. But if it's an insured patient, then I'm not as concerned about that. I will order what I need to, and maybe even then some, because I know that the insurance company is going to pay for it.
Or one part of the solution that has been raised by different people, including the current health minister, Dr. Zul, the former health minister, Khairi Jamaluddin, which is this whole idea of this diagnostic related groups or DRGs.
Right.
Can you explain that to us, and how can this possibly help reduce medical costs and also treatment?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked that. It's an important issue, and Liam supports the introduction of DRGs, as we call it for short. So right now, the private hospitals operate on a fee-for-service basis. So whatever you consume, you're charged for, every item. I went into the hospital for one night last year for a very small procedure, and I had 95 line items on my one-night stay.
Your tissue, your linen,
everything.
Yeah.
Right, everything. And so it lends itself to the hospital wanting to provide as much service as possible, right, so that they can bill for as much items as possible. So when it comes to DRG, it's reversed, actually. So DRG is really a complex package pricing. First, you have to think about, every patient may be different. Every hospital has different cost base, different considerations. Patients have comorbidities and complexities. And so these systems have been developed over years to cater for as many variables as possible. There's a couple of thousand diagnostic-related groups. But what it means simply that if you're deemed to be in this diagnostic-related group, there is a one payment that will be made for your for your admission, and it's up to the hospital to make good on or make do right with that amount of money. The more efficient they can be, the more profit they can make, and that turns the whole equation on its head.
About the fact that rather than having a deductible capped at a certain amount, Bank Negara seemed to open up the doors for another option to come in, which is co-payment of a certain percentage.
Yes,
So
co-insurance we call it.
Yes. What is the sort of rationale for having that kind of option?
Co-insurance is actually more effective in controlling consumer behavior, so it's because the deductible, let's say I have a $500 deductible. Once I pay the $500 deductible, everything else is covered.
Sure.
So I pay the $500 no matter what. But if I pay, let's say, 10% of the first $10,000, the theory goes, right, I may take more of an interest in where I go, how much is the bill, etc., because I'm on the hook for 10% of that bill.
Yeah.
So it's just another form of copay.
That's right.
It tries to incent the consumer to take more interest in the cost.